You know, it would be so cool to be in like a World Cup final or something, you know, you're officiating this game, and to already know where every foul was going to be. Because then you're totally relaxed, you know right when it's going to happen, you can be there and be like, tweet, boom. Having that anticipation or that foresight, or, you know, being so ahead of the game that you can see it coming and just kind of standing back there and watching, be like, bam, there's one, there's one, there's one. That'd be totally awesome. So I'm going to share with you a couple tips on goal kicks that might help you get into that space. The example I'm about to show you, the referee is lazy. He sits there as the keeper's got the ball in his hands, and he's standing and he's waiting, and the goalkeeper kicks it, it goes over his head, and then he does one of these. And kind of stands and watches it, okay? That looks bad, all right? Don't do that, or try not to do that. Instead, you want to run further than you think the goalkeeper can kick it, and then come back to where the ball actually is going to land. It looks better to overrun it and come back than to not run far enough, than to have to backpedal or turn and run after it, okay? All of this is to get in a position where you're looking at the challenge from the side. So you want to have the perspective of like the parents looking at the play, or the coach and the bench players who are looking at it from the side. That gives you the best view, in my opinion, and it doesn't obstruct what either player is doing. So second point, when the goalkeeper punts the ball, try to avoid going like this. Okay, if you do like this big head roll motion or something, doesn't look good, and you don't need to watch the ball in the air. Like, no one's going to be jumping up, you know, 30 feet and challenging for the ball way up there, so don't waste your time. You might watch it go up and then glance at it as it's coming down and kind of do one of these, right, with your eyes or maybe with your head a little bit. But you want your focus to be on the players, because the players are going to be the ones who are going to be fouling or challenging for the ball, etc. So some people are like super good and have like, you know, spider skills or Spider-Man skills, and they just like don't even watch the ball but just kind of watch the players. And I tried to do that, but I find it a little more helpful just to kind of get an idea of where the ball is coming down, and then I can watch the players. The player who's running to the ball is typically not going to all of a sudden stop and then jump straight perfectly up and down and have a nice clean challenge. They're typically going to carry their momentum into the player who's already claimed that space or who's already in position to head the ball. So when you know where the ball is going to be coming down and you're watching those two players, pay attention to the player who's running to it, because he's probably going to be throwing his body into the player who's already there, and the player who's running to it is probably going to be more likely to initiate the contact and to initiate a foul if there is one. Not all the time, but it's not uncommon for this to happen. So in this clip I'm about to show you, you're going to see this player go up for the ball, and he kind of is not even seeing where the other player is, and he just kind of throws his body into him, and it could be a borderline careless foul here, but you make that decision. So just to recap my points: positioning, you want to be on the side of it, and you want to run back to it versus chasing to be in position. Point number two, don't sit there and go like this and ball watch, like with your, like making it totally obvious. You know, just glance at it and then watch the players. And point number three, pay attention to the player who is running to the ball more, because he's going to carry all that momentum into the challenge, and he's probably going to be going into the other player versus straight up and down. So just some things to consider in your own game. If it's not useful, leave it. Best of luck.